Noah was a kind, humble man who cared deeply for his family and his neighbors. He lived with his wife, their 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their sons' wives. They worked hard every day, growing crops, tending to animals, and helping those in need. Noah's heart was so pure that God chose him for a very special mission. One day, as Noah was walking through a quiet field, he heard God's voice.
"Noah,"
God said,
"I am going to cleanse the earth of the wickedness that has spread across it. But because you are good and faithful, I have a plan to save you and your family."
Noah listened carefully as God explained. He was to build a giant boat called an ark that would carry him, his family, and 2 of every kind of animal, 1 male and 1 female, so they could repopulate the earth after the great flood. Although Noah had never seen a flood, he trusted God completely.
"What kind of boat should I build, Lord?"
Noah asked. God described the ark in detail. It was to be made of gopher wood, sealed with pitch, and have 3 levels inside. It would be huge, large enough to carry his family and all the animals. Noah nodded and set to work immediately, gathering the wood and tools he needed. Building the ark was no easy task. Noah and his family worked tirelessly for many years, chopping wood, hammering nails, and sealing the cracks. The neighbors laughed at them and called them foolish. "What are you doing, Noah?" they teased. "Why are you building such a big boat when there isn't even any water nearby?" Noah calmly replied.
"I am following God's instructions. He has a plan to save us."
Despite the ridicule, Noah and his family kept working. Slowly but surely, the ark began to take shape. It was a massive structure, bigger than any boat anyone had ever seen. When the ark was finally finished, Noah stood back and admired the work he and his family had done. Just then, God spoke again.
"Noah, it is time to gather the animals. Bring 2 of every kind, both male and female. Also, bring extra animals that will be used for offerings. Fill the ark with enough food for everyone."
Noah obeyed, and an incredible thing happened. Animals began appearing from all directions. There were elephants and giraffes, lions and zebras, birds and butterflies, snakes and lizards, and so many more. They came 2 by 2, walking calmly toward the ark. The sight amazed Noah and his family. The animals seemed to understand that they were part of God's plan. Noah led them into the ark, carefully placing them in their designated areas. Once everyone was inside, God closed the door of the ark. The sky, which had been bright and sunny moments before, began to darken. Thick clouds gathered, and the first drops of rain fell. At first, it was just a light drizzle, but soon the rain became heavier and heavier, pouring down in torrents. Rivers overflowed and water began to cover the land. The ark rocked gently at first, then more vigorously as the floodwaters rose. For 40 days and 40 nights, rain fell without stopping. The whole earth was covered with water, even the tallest mountains. Inside the ark, Noah and his family prayed and cared for the animals. The lions roared, the birds chirped, and the elephants trumpeted, but they all stayed safe and dry in the ark. After 40 days, the rain finally stopped. The ark floated peacefully on the vast ocean that now covered the earth. Noah and his family waited patiently, knowing that God would guide them. One day, Noah sent out a raven to see if there was dry land. The raven flew back and forth but found nowhere to land. Next, Noah sent out a dove. The dove returned with nothing, so Noah waited 7 more days and sent it out again. This time, the dove returned with an olive leaf in its beak. Noah and his family rejoiced. It was a sign that the waters were receding and that plants were beginning to grow again. 7 days later, Noah sent out the dove once more, and it did not return. This meant the dove had found a place to stay, and dry land was nearby. Eventually, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. God told Noah it was time to leave the ark. Noah, his family, and all the animals stepped out onto dry land. The sun shone brightly, and the earth smelled fresh and new. Noah knelt down and built an altar to thank God for saving them. He offered sacrifices, and God was pleased. God spoke to Noah and said,
I will never again destroy the earth with a flood. As a sign of my promise, I will place a rainbow in the sky. Whenever you see it, remember my covenant with you and all living creatures.
Noah and his family began their new life with joy and gratitude. The animals spread out across the earth and plants began to grow again. Noah's descendants would go on to fill the earth, living by the lessons of faith, obedience, and trust in God. Every time Noah saw a rainbow, he smiled, knowing it was a reminder of God's love and promise to protect his creation. And so, Noah's Ark became a story of hope, faith, and new beginnings that would be told for generations to come.